You'll Shoot Your Eyes Out from Fall Out Boy, and Bad Religion's Hark the Herald Sing. And that kicked things off for my second hour with you today, as requested by Carlos, who wanted to hear more Christmas tracks. And it is Roanna for Rock and Roll all the way till 9 o'clock. Don't forget that you can reach us several ways, through Facebook, through Instagram, and also on Twitch. Just type in your browser, twitch.tv/JAM883PH. Also, it is Monday today, so for Monday Musing, we have got two guests in the studio right about now, and it is Dutch traveler NIELS and his Filipino pal, Jay. Good evening!
Hello, hello!
So yeah, they were just waving on to the camera, so if you'd like to not only listen to them, but also get to watch them live, simply type in your browser, twitch.tv/JAM883, We Rock Radio. Also, so is there anybody that you'd like to send a shout out right now, like tuned in?
You go first.
Honestly, I think my mom's watching. Her name is Lonica, and I love her so much, so I hope she's having a good time.
She's so sweet. She was already here on Twitch, like, in the previous hour. So, yes, we do have a song for Lonica from Rolling Stones coming up in just a bit. But first, okay, so NIELS, you are from Amsterdam,
Yes,
correct?
ma'am, I am.
And Jay, you are from the Philippines,
yes,
representing the country of the many islands of the Philippines.
7,000 plus. I can't keep count.
Let's come closer to the microphone.
Yeah. Sorry. Yeah, 7,000. I can't keep count.
So, okay, first off, how did you two meet?
Oh, you want to tell them?
No, you can tell them.
Okay, yeah. So it was actually crazy. We were staying in the same hostel at Mud Monkey, Manila. So that's how we met. So basically, they were checking in, and I was asking questions to the reception area. And that's basically how we met. And then we hung out at the Mud Monkey Cafe.
So you're just being a helpful person.
Yeah.
Helpful in a friendly kind of way, because like we
Is there another kind of helpful? Helpful in a non-friendly way. I wonder how that is like.
Oh, you should join us. So you should know.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So we hanged out at Mud Monkey Cafe after that, and then if you guys want to know the rest of the story, you should keep watching.
Yeah. It's a long story to be shared. It's a very long story, but it's a good story as well, I gotta tell you.
So, okay, so NIELS, let's talk about you. You are from Amsterdam. I mean, what are you doing in the Philippines? Like, how long have you been here? And, what exactly have you been doing?
Yeah, so I've been to the Philippines 4 years ago, and I love the country so much that I decided that definitely deserved a second chance to come visit. And on my first day of traveling, as Jay already said, Matt Monkey, I met him, and he has been the light of the party ever since I've known him. We've only known each other for a month, but we've spent a lot of time together with two other friends, Lucas and Sam, which are both in Vietnam right now.
Both.
We love you both. I know you're watching. But yeah, like the story will unfold in the next few hours, or the next hour at least. We'll go into more detail. But yeah, like I'm just having a good time visiting islands, watching beaches, and it's been a lot of fun.
So I think, like, a lot of people who travel, sometimes they kind of, like, stay to themselves and don't really befriend people, like, locally. It seems like you're the opposite, right?
100%.
What do you think is the big advantage of actually befriending locals and, kind of like gaining all of these new friendships in every country that you visit?
I mean, like, it's kind of a perk because befriending a local, first thing is like you have a local guide that speaks the language, which already helps you a lot in a lot of ways. And besides that, Jay is an amazing guy that is so much fun to hang out with, and he's incredibly social, so wherever you go, you'll make new friends as long as you're with him.
Yeah, and I think that's the only reason why they said hi to me.
But you're very helpful, right?
Yeah, he was, and it was amazing, and we love him so much.
All right, well, when we return, we're going to talk about the places they've been to and also the places that NIELS probably recommends for us to visit, because I kid you not, some of these places I never have been to myself, and I'm from the Philippines, so it's kind of like a disgrace in actuality, right? Jay, you would agree with me, right?
Yeah.
I mean, we like to travel as Filipinos, but sometimes we don't get to go to these, like, far-off destinations, unlike some people like NIELS who want to go somewhere where it's not really like a touristy place.
Yeah, that is true.
But it's where they experience something like that's very local. So we'll talk more about that in just a bit. But don't forget, if you have questions for NIELS and Jay, you can reach them through either Twitch or on Instagram or on Facebook. So on Facebook, that's JAM88.3 radio station, as well as on my Facebook page, that's Roanna Jamir, spelled ROANNAJAMIR. And also on Instagram, JAM88.3, We Rock Radio. Right now, here is a song that we send out to Neil's very own mom, tuned in right now all the way from Amsterdam. And she wants to hear something from
Love
the
you,
Rolling
tita.
Stones. So, Lanike, here you go, Under My Thumb. This is just for you, right here on GM 88.3, We Rock Radio. Back with Diwata, and on top of that is Rolling Stones with Under the Thumb for Lanike, who is tuned in all the way from Amsterdam. Neil's mom, actually. So we have got in the studio right now Niels from Amsterdam, as well as Jay from the Philippines, and they have bonded and made a friendship right here in the Philippines, and they've been traveling. So can you tell us exactly where have you guys been to?
Why me?
Because you can go first.
You're the one who booked my trip.
Go on, tell
Wait,
us.
So
It's
where
true,
exactly
yeah,
did you
yeah.
get to go?
Where have we
Yeah.
been?
So we met at Mad Monkey, like we mentioned earlier, and then after that I went back to my hometown in Cavite, and they just like really wanted to hang out with me. So they've been to other places after Manila, and they said, "Hey, bro, we booked you a flight to Bohol. Pack your bags now. Tomorrow we leave." So yeah, after that, yeah, like I packed my bag and I had to tell my mom. So someone booked me a flight to Bohol. I'm leaving again.
How
I
lucky
basically,
are you?
I'm 18. So yeah, so I basically
So
just
in demand.
I know, right? So I basically just arrived home, and the next day I have to leave again.
6
To,
a.m.
yeah, 6 a.m.
Your parents are like, you do not like us very much.
They probably are thinking that way now because I haven't been back home. So yeah, we went to Bohol, and yeah, you want to tell us? what happened in Bohol?
We rented a
Yeah.
car. We went to all the most beautiful sites in Bohol.
Yeah.
The chocolate mountains, the rice fields, Panglao,
You saw some
Oceanica.
tarsiers as
Oh,
well.
Yeah.
100% Tarsier Sanctuary. We were actually accompanied by a very annoying German tourist that would not put his phone on silent. So every time he took a picture of the Tarsier, you would hear the
I
click.
know.
And the tour guide would keep telling him like, "Sir, please put your phone on silent,"
Yeah.
and he just wouldn't do it. But besides that, it was an amazing island,
Yeah.
amazing beaches, a lot of really good food.
Yeah, true.
According to Jay, he's been there
Yeah.
before,
Yeah,
and we weren't.
Yeah, I've been to Bohol like 3 times before I met them. So when I went there again with them, it was my 4th time. So I was able to show them the good.
So you were like the
place.
tour guide for them.
Yeah,
to
basic,
get to, like,
basically
really
when I went,
experience.
when I went there with them, I was basically their tour guide in there. So I showed them like the places that you should see, the restaurant that you should eat. Yeah, so
It was
remember
really nice.
the chocolate hills.
Yeah,
It's like
yeah,
there's a
yeah.
lot of ways for you to see the chocolate hills. So
There is.
we went to
What are
to,
those ways?
Yeah, yeah. So the first one is where you have to pay,
Uh-huh.
which is the view deck. So I'm not sure. I think it's 120 pesos.
Maybe 200 pesos. It's
Yeah,
quite
like
pricey.
it you have to pay. But when I was there last time, we were able to see the chocolate hills, and we didn't pay anything. We just have to donated something, and the thing about that, you have to you will experience climbing one of the chocolate hills.
Without stairs, like
Oh.
Yes.
naturally.
So how does
climbing.
how does that work? Like how high is it really? Because you only see it from like a view deck,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So how is it like climbing one?
I think it was about 15 minutes, maybe 20 minutes of
No,
climbing.
maybe less
Maybe
because I
less?
was slow.
So if you're a fast walker, it was probably around
You
10.
need to go to the gym, Jay.
I know, but like gin is better than
Did you just say gin? Gin is better than gym?
yeah. That's right. I'm sorry.
You just slipped right there.
But it was beautiful.
Yeah.
It was beautiful.
So yeah, there are like a lot of ways for you to like spend less on traveling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it definitely pays to know a local to take you around,
100%.
right?
100%.
And you know, unfortunately, like sad to say, I have to say this because there's a lot of people in the travel industry who take advantage of foreigners,
That
knowing
is
that if they
true.
don't, they know that you don't know how much things actually cost, and they will like multiply
Yeah.
everything by 10.
Actually, even if you're not foreigner, sometimes if you just like
They know
if-
you're not from the
yes,
area.
exactly. They will like charge you more. They will rip you off.
That's why it pays if you know dialects, right?
True.
Then you can
Exactly.
pretend you're from there,
That
even though
is
you're not.
true.
That's why we have Jay. Tour
Well,
guide
I
Jay.
don't know the dialect, but I still speak the local language. You
So-
know, I know Tagalog still.
Aside from Bohol, where else have you been to?
Yeah, after that, actually, I went back to my hometown again
Cavite.
to spend time with my family.
To let
But
them
they-
know you still love them.
I love
You're
them,
not
yeah,
trying to
but-
avoid them.
Exactly.
Okay.
But like they've been telling me, don't go there, don't go back there, stay with us, blah blah blah. And then they said, no, okay, come to Coron with us. After this, we'll be in Coron. But they've been to other places. Where did you go after our
We
Bohol
first
trip?
went to Cebu, the islands,
Yeah.
and we visited both Cebu City and Malboal.
Yeah.
And we did canyoneering and some
Oh, yeah, the
sightseeing
best.
around the area.
Wait,
There's-
what is Mualboal? I've heard of that from other people, but I'm not really that familiar with it.
It is one, at least personally for me, it's one of the favorite places I've been in the Philippines.
Same.
And it is, especially because it's extremely social. It is a very like close community with a lot of cool bars, restaurants, and clubs, which is a lot of fun to experience during the night. But during the day, there is tens of waterfalls around, and there is one certain waterfall. I'm not sure exactly about the
Kawasan?
name. Yeah,
Yeah, probably Kawasan.
Kawansu waterfall. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Kawasan, yeah.
Exactly, and that is you start on top of a mountain and you enter a kind of canyon, and you walk your way down the canyon over a span of about 2 hours, maybe 3 if you're a bit slow. And the jumps into the water keep getting higher and higher. So you start with a 1 meter jump, then a 3 meter, 5 meter, 6 meter,
Yeah.
7 meter, 8 meter, and up until 10 meters.
At least it gets you to gradually
Exactly,
overcome your fear
yeah.
of
You
cliff
get to-
diving, right?
Yeah, you build up your momentum.
Courage, you know.
Yeah, the courage.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They build it just right there.
Exactly,
Right?
exactly.
Okay,
And there
okay.
used to be another jump that was 14 meters,
Uh-huh.
but ever since water levels in the Philippines have been on an all-time low for the past 4 years, because 4 years ago when I was in the Philippines, it was still available,
Uh-huh.
but now they said it's not available anymore because
Climate
the water's
change.
just too shallow.
Right.
But it was still more than worth your money. It is the best thing that you can do in Malboal.
This is what is
Yeah,
that?
Malboal. Yes.
In Cebu.
Yeah.
In Cebu.
In
And the
Cebu.
south of Cebu, to be
It
exact.
is in the west of Cebu.
Yeah, yeah,
southwest.
west south. Yeah, yeah,
Alright.
southwest of Cebu.
Well, if you're tuned in right now and you've been there, let us know what your experience was in Mualboal in Cebu. And remember, you can reach us either through Twitch, twitch.tv/JAM883 We Rock Radio, or on Facebook, or on Instagram. And to make it easier, just go and message me, Roanna Jamir, ROANNAJAMIR, on both my pages as well as on Instagram. In the meantime, we will be talking more about travels in the Philippines with Jay and NIELS. But first, we've got a song that's requested by Jay himself. And this is a song that he really likes from what band?
Paramore!
Sample.
No.
Just one line,
Come on, just one line.
No.
Just
One
one
line,
line.
one
Just one
line.
line.
No, I can't.
Just sing the title.
I'm too sober for this.
No, one line. One
Okay,
line.
let me get you a drink. You
Yeah,
wanted
please,
some gin, right?
please.
You wanted some gin or Jim?
Of
You
course,
wanna do some push-ups or
GIN.
some shots?
Shots, please. I'm too sober for this.
All right,
I'm
well,
sorry.
here you go. What is this song?
Misery Business.
All right, here we go. Misery Business from Paramore on Jam 88.3.
Very excited to go back to work because I do really love my work.
Yeah.
So it is like going with both kinds of
Bittersweet.
emotions. Yes, exactly.
Very bittersweet.
It
Okay,
is.
now we need to see those tears.
No, the tears are not going to flow. I would need some more gin for tears to flow.
We'll get gin after this at Mud Monkey.
Jin, not
Yeah,
Jin.
that monkey.
Who is that mud monkey again? What's his name? Sam? What's his name?
Oh, the manager is
Yeah.
Dan.
Dan.
Hi, Dan.
Shout out to Dan at
Shout out
Mud
to
Monkey.
Dan.
We're gonna be there later.
Later
Yes,
tonight. For
we're asking
sure.
for free flights and now we're one free drinks.
Okay, so I got a question for Niels.
Okay.
You've been here for over a month.
I have.
If you were asked by somebody who's never been to the Philippines before and is curious, like, okay, Niels, you spent over a month in this country,
This year.
like so far from your own country, and you enjoyed yourself, like why? Like if you were to say it in like one sentence or two sentences, like how would you sort of summarize your trip in the Philippines this year?
If you want your Filipino trip to be the best trip you've ever experienced, all you have to do is meet Jay. This guy right here, you meet him, and I promise you, you will know everything fun about the Philippines. That's what this guy calls for me. I love him, and he makes everything better.
And that's why you should follow me on Instagram.
Jay, I think you have a new career now.
I know,
Tour
right?
guide.
You're not an
Tour
engineer
guide.
I know.
He should be a tour guide.
You're the tourism, like, you're the tourism person. Like,
I should be
should
the
be.
ambassador for
Yes.
Department of
yes,
Tourism.
so
maybe.
shout
Yeah.
out to
Or
the
maybe
Deaf
that
Ed.
actually, we have a traveling community here in the
Right.
Philippines. Well, not in the Philippines, actually worldwide. It's called couch surfing.
Right.
So it's actually one of the best.
My
ways to
friend
meet-
told me about that.
Yes,
actually.
it's a big thing
It is.
worldwide.
Are they
And-
tuned in right now? Did you tell them to tune in?
Oh yeah,
Say a
yeah,
shout
yeah,
out to them,
Actually,
say hi to
yeah. Hey, I just want to say hello to all the couch surfers in the Philippines. I love you all, and please, let's meet again soon. Cause I
Wait,
just
so
love
do you
meeting
do
people.
those like weekly parties? Cause
Yeah, we do.
Okay, because I was
Yeah.
supposed to go to one of
Oh,
them.
really?
Yeah, but I
Nice.
just couldn't because of like work.
Yeah,
But, okay, now that I know somebody else from
He
it.
does.
Yeah.
He
Okay.
does.
so personally, I do set an event in couchsurfing app, and we just basically just visit places. Usually, the Binondo Chinatown, the
Uh-huh.
food crawl in there, or sometimes we do intramuros or whatsoever. Or usually every week we just hang out and grab drinks or food weekly.
Yeah,
Depends.
I get those
Yeah.
emails.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
for the benefit of those who don't know what couch surfing is, what exactly is it?
So basically, couchsurfing is a way for you to meet locals, and at the same time, you get to spend time with the local by asking them to stay at their couch to crash at their place, basically.
And it's free of price, no?
Yeah, it's basically free accommodation.
Exactly.
So they
Yeah.
they offer their couch for a tourist or somebody
For
to
social
stay in,
connection,
right?
yeah.
Yes.
And then if they accept you and then you accept them, it's like a mutual thing.
Exactly.
And then you gain like a friendship.
Exactly.
You know? And so it's kind of like similar to like a hostel situation.
Yeah,
It's very
yeah,
like
yeah. But
friendly,
more, let's say,
intimate.
more intimate, because it's just you and the host.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay, there you go. So, I'll definitely check out one of those couch surfing events,
Definitely,
and then
yeah.
I'll tell you guys how it goes afterwards once I do. But in the meantime, I think we've got another song, and this one is requested by NIELS himself. So, NIELS, why don't you tell us about this song? Why is it so important to spit in your face?
Man, this song, it is called Spit in My Face. It's by a band called Thanks So Much, and it sounds a lot worse than it is, but it is basically a romantical love story gone wrong,
Okay.
which has a rock flavor to it.
Excuses.
And it is one, I get it, the title sounds very vulgar, I understand, but when you listen to the lyrics and feel the music, it is much more meaningful than the title.
If you
So
say
let's
so.
just play it and let the audience decide.
I can spit on
Okay?
your face.
Oh,
No, I'm just kidding. Let's give it.
exactly. Let's play the song, guys. Come on.
All right, here we go. Spit in my face by
NIELS.
NIELS.
You want to sing?
No, I said.
Thank you so much.
JAM88.3, that is Sandwich, talking about the time when there was no yet digital stuff, Betamax. And that is a song requested by Roberto. And before that was Thanks So Much, that's the band name. And it was a song called Spit on My Face.
Sorry.
All right, so we've got NIELS and also Jay in the studio right now. So tell us, where exactly were you in Palawan? Like anything in particular that you think should be worth mentioning to our listeners and viewers right now?
Yeah, just what we mentioned last time. We were in Bohol, and actually they visited other places. And then after that, I followed them in Coron.
Uh-huh.
And yeah, you want to tell?
You followed us?
Yeah, I followed.
Or we wanted you to follow us,
Yeah.
and we bought you plane tickets to Coron to come visit us.
Okay, that is true. So after Bohol, they wanted me to follow them to Coron. So they bought me a one-way ticket to Coron.
Yes.
And what happened after? Where
And
did
then
you go?
we were in Coron with quite large of a group. We were with 7 people. We had
There
two.
were more people in
So
there.
it was Lucas, Sam, and me, the original trio, together with Jay. We met an Australian guy called Charlie. Which
Hi,
was hopefully-
Charlie!
Hello, Charlie. That was also traveling with us. And then 2 more people from Amsterdam, Tis and Paula, which are a couple. They also came to the Philippines, so we had a group of 7. And we rented an SUV, 7-seater, and we drove around the island for 4 days straight, visiting all of the beaches, nice restaurant, resorts, anything you can go.
Hey, Tis and Paula. I forgot. Come.
And we basically saw anything that is nice of Coron. And obviously, not everything is reachable by car. There's a lot of beautiful places that you can only reach by boat. And there's tours.
Okay.
Luckily, from Coron, where you can swim with sea cows. It's one of the only places in the Philippines that you can actually swim with sea cows. They are called dugongs, if I believe it's the right terms.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they're in the northwest of the Coron in the islands. There's a small island where they're
Right.
always seen. And we did that. And that was one of the most beautiful
Yeah.
experiences we've done.
Okay, I have a question for you, Niels, because you are not exactly average height. So how is like the experience of being? How tall are you again?
I'm
6'6"?
I'm 6'6".
6'6".
Yes.
NCM?
With a big curly set of hair
Exactly.
on your head.
Yes.
So how exactly is that like being in all these like different remote places in the Philippines? How is that experience for you like?
It's a lot of fun. 100%. Like, I have been asked by a lot of aunties to marry their nieces or daughters in the Philippines. And
They want the tall gene.
exactly.
course.
It makes me happy because I feel like they care about who I am, but in essence, they only see my height, and that's all they want. And it's okay. But normally, I just smile and wave, and I keep walking. But it's definitely an advantage of traveling in this type of areas. You know, like, I would never take anything for granted, but I can tell you it does make people more accepting of you, which is a good thing, I think.
All right. Well, I guess your mom probably would be happy to hear that. We got your mom Laniki who says, "Tell
Hello,
Niels
Tita.
I will fill his fridge with food and we will pick him up from the airport. I think he will miss Philippines a lot. It's cold over here."
It
she
is
says. Are you ready to
I-
meet the cold
I am-
Netherlands weather?
I am not ready. My flight is in 9 hours from now. I will be in Amsterdam within the next 24 hours-ish. And I am not ready because after I land in Amsterdam, I will have to work again 11 hours after my landing time. And it's going to be 3 degrees Celsius. And I am not ready. I am
and I
not
hear
ready.
that you have friends who are waiting to party with you after not seeing you for
course.
almost 2 months.
Yes, they're ready
Right?
to pick me up.
So I'm pretty sure you have a ton of stories to tell them. Definitely a lot more than you're able to tell us now because this is all censored stuff.
100%
Right?
true.
So I'm pretty sure they're dying to hear your insane, crazy, out of this world stories of your
Stories and
escapades
videos.
in the Philippines.
Why are you laughing? Why are you laughing?
I don't know.
Do you want me to tell them about the videos?
I don't know those
That's
videos.
what I
videos.
don't know. But I am excited to see my friends again from back home. I have not seen them for 2 months. They have made a really nice party for me that they want me to attend. I've told them I have to work the next morning. So luckily we have postponed for a couple of days until I have another day free.
Right.
And at that time we're going to have a really big welcome back party, which I'm very excited about.
Well, we're also very excited for you. In the meantime, we've got more music coming up, and after that, we are going to say goodbye to everybody with a final message from Jay and Niels. But right now, here is Nirvana, because you know what? No matter what you do, you gotta have no apologies, but this is all apologies on JAM88.3. And on top of that is Franco Castaway. Also heard Nirvana's All Apologies as we kicked off my third and final hour with you today on Rock and Roll. My name is Roanna, joined by Niels from the Netherlands and also Jay from the Philippines.
Ooh.
What was that?
Excitement.
All right, So you guys have been traveling the Philippines. Obviously, Jay, you are from here, but you acted as the tour guide. And according to NIELS, a very much recommended tour guide to have. So do you have, well, like, if our listeners right now want to know more about you, they're like, who is that very intriguing Jay character on the Rock and Roll show? I want to know more about him. Do you have any socials that you can share?
Yeah, I do have. If you want any suggestion of tips about traveling here in the Philippines, you can follow me on Instagram. It's my handle is JAYTLNTN. It's basically J Tolentino.
That's a lot of TTs.
I know.
A lot of tetes.
So yeah, JAYTLNTN. Yeah. So if you want, just follow the JAM88.3 We Rock Radio, and you probably can see my profile in there, or the host.
Yes, we do have the poster for today's show. Jay's been tagged in it. NIELS has been tagged in it as well. What about you, NIELS? What's your what's your takeaway with the whole experience traveling in the Philippines this year?
I think the whole experience kind of revolves around the people that you meet along the way.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, any country in the world has amazing sights to see, whether it's beaches, whether it's lakes, mountains, countrysides, people, locals.
Did you say legs?
Lakes. Lakes.
Oh, I thought legs.
No,
Okay.
lakes.
Okay.
Okay,
Lakes,
which the Philippines
lakes.
has
It
a
sounded like
lot
legs.
of. They have a lot of good lakes. And
Yeah, we have a lot of good legs.
you know, okay?
Agree.
Well, anyway, at the end of the day, it's not about what you see, it's about the people you meet along the way that make the trip worthwhile. And that's
the
why
connections you make, right?
That
exactly,
is
since
true.
the first day that we arrived in the Philippines and I met this guy sitting right next to me.
No,
It
I wasn't
has-
sitting. You were checking in when I met you.
Exactly. Well, sitting, standing doesn't matter.
And he was checking you out.
He was, but he made the trip worthwhile, not just because of his personal connections, just because he knew so much about the country, and he is such a fun person to be around. That made anything worthwhile, and that's why we took him along our trip towards whether it was Bohol, Manila, or Coron. It was an amazing time, just because Jay was there.
Aw.
That's why he's one of our closest friends.
Looks like you are like the biggest the souvenir for the 2024 Philippine trip.
He is.
For
I guess
NIELS.
they can say that.
He
I'm not
is.
sure.
100%.
AKA Joy?
Yes.
Yeah, at
Does
night.
you bring the joy?
At
Yes.
night. At night.
It's nighttime right now.
Yeah, if you get me more gin, then I turn into my alter ego Joy.
Not
Let's
right
not
now.
pull up the videos, but when Joy comes out, we all have a good time.
But I think, NIELS, why don't you share with everybody? I think you have a big souvenir as well that's on your skin of the Philippines.
Oh,
this is
man.
something you just
I
got
don't-
done yesterday.
I don't know
Oh,
that.
no.
What is it
I don't know
again?
that.
So I got a tattoo
Oh,
of one of
yeah.
the most famous Filipino animals, which is obviously the red horse, which is an incredibly famous bear in the Philippines, which I love very, very
Who
much.
doesn't like red horse?
Exactly. Who doesn't like red horse? So yesterday I was with Jay and another friend in a tattoo parlor, and we decided it was about time, for the second time visiting the Philippines, that I had to get something tattooed on my body that would remind me for the rest of my life about what a great country this is. So on my right ankle right now, I have a red horse logo tattoo.
Is it the happy horse?
It is the happy
It is
horse.
the happy
Yes.
All right. Well, you've got that on you marked. So that means you've got a happy life in store for you, NIELS.
Forever. Exactly.
You are 6.9% alcohol volume.
Yeah.
I have always been 6'6", but now I'm 6.9%.
All right. Well, with that in mind, any final message to our listeners and viewers before we say goodbye?
Yes, I hope that everybody that listens realizes how much, at least me personally, enjoys the Philippines as a country. And the next song is, I think, also a song that I have requested by my favorite artist called David with a 4. It's called Take Me to the Sun, and it is an amazing rock/emo rock song, and I hope you guys enjoy it.
Jay, any final message
Yeah,
from you?
I think just travel, meet people.
Exactly.
Yeah,
the horn
it's
sign.
yeah. And if you're ever in Manila, just hit me up. You know my socials already. Yeah, just meet me up. I would be happy to show you around. At least in Manila.
Exactly.
But like I can also show you around or give you at least tips around the Philippines.
And if you don't know his socials, go to Mad Monkey Manila, and I promise you, you will see him sleeping on the bar.
that is fucking
You'll find him there.
Exactly.
He is the Mad Monkey.
He is the Mad Monkey in the
maddest
club.
monkey.
The baddest one.
All right,
Oh,
guys.
here we go.
Have a good night.
Yeah.
Here is David, Take Me to the Sun. Thanks so much, Jay and Niels, for dropping by the studio. It was awesome. It was a great fun chatting with you both. But right now, here is David as I say goodbye. See you tomorrow. This is Rock and Roll Roanna on JAM 88.3.